Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another podcast with me. This is Brittany Botswana, your motivational speaker, your life coach, and your mentor. Welcome back, guys, to another episode with me. I'm so excited to be here this morning to get what is afternoon now. Still feels like morning to me. I don't know why. I woke up early too, so I don't know why it feels like that. But welcome back, y'all, to another episode with me. I'm so excited to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning here in Georgia. The weather is nice, and I'm so just energized and well rested after the holiday has been amazing. This weekend has been going great so far, and I pray that your weekend has been going great as well. But welcome back, guys, to another episode with me. Today, we're going to get into some relationship talk. We're going to talk about relationships, and when we're going into relationships, and when we're not fully healed going into these relationships, whatever we lack is what we crave. Whatever we don't have enough of, that's what we attract to. That's what we find ourselves being involved with the most. And that is not always healthy for us. And actually, it's not healthy for us. I won't say it's not always. It's not healthy to put yourself in a situation and you're not fully healed, and you don't know who you are. You don't know your worth. You don't know your value, all that good stuff that comes with being a woman as well as being a man. So when we're going through that healing process, as I always talk about, and I talked about this in one of my podcast episodes, is that when we're going through that healing process, it is very important for us to heal. It's very important for us to take the time out in our singleness to work on ourselves, to develop ourselves, to get to know who we are, to gain that relationship with God, to get in prayer, to get into meditation, to journal, read self-help books, because that is how we discover who we truly are. And it also pulls back the veil of the hidden things that are going on with us, those dark places that, we just forgot about, that we just overlook, or that we have suppressed so much to the point that we don't no longer think about it no more. We no longer, meditate on it anymore. So it's very crucial to take that time out to heal, to get the necessary healing that you need when you are single, especially if you've gone through a long-term relationship, and especially going through a divorce. Divorce is different than a breakup. It's totally different. I don't care if you was married for 2 days. It hits totally different, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Oh my goodness, it hits totally different. So when you're going through a long-term relationship, and 5 years, 10 years, even 3 years, you might need to take some special long time there, to heal. But everybody heals different. Okay, let me just say that everybody heals totally different. Everybody don't heal the same. The healing process is not a time limit on it. Some people can heal in 3 months. Some people can heal in 2 years. Some people can heal in 2 days, I guess. I don't know. But I know that it is very crucial and very important and imperative that we take our time to heal. Because when we go out there and we get in these relationships and we don't know, we haven't, taken the time out to reveal those dark places, those dark secrets that we have. And we don't get to know why we choose these people, the bad people, the wrong people, the toxic people, the narcissist people. If we don't take the time out to figure out why we chose those people in the first place, repetitively, like we continue year after year finding ourselves in these breakups and these toxic relationships, if we don't take that time out to figure out why we attracted those people in the first place, why we got into a relationship with them in the first place, then we are going to always repeat that same cycle. So there's something that is in you that you lack, that you're craving, that you want, that person is giving you. So whatever it is that you're lacking, that is what you're going to stick to like a magnet. So this is going to be a good tip for you to take notes, of course, and to really pay attention to where I'm taking you. Because I have realized and I've learned that whatever I had lacked, and I know y'all have heard me say this before in my episodes, is that I lacked something. I chose these people because I lacked something. I chose this person because there was something I was trying to gain. There was a void that I was trying to fill. So whether you lack love, let's say love, for an example, if you never had love in your life as a child, and maybe in your early 20s or early 30s, if you didn't have that love and that affection, that attention, then whenever you get ready to go out there into the dating world, if you have not taken that time to heal that, taking that time out to figure out where your true love come from, which is God himself, and falling in love with yourself and being appreciative with who you are and accepting and embracing who you are, then you're going to go out there and get the first thing that shows you that love, that attention, that affection, because you never had it. You never had it. So, and you learn this through failure, through mistakes, of course. So that's why I say, once again, when we're going through this healing process, that we take that time out to talk about that. Talk about your childhood. Talk about why you were never loved. Who didn't love you? Y'all, you may hear my baby girl in the background, just take it for love. She's with her brothers and she's eating cereal at the table. So y'all take that for love while I'm recording this podcast. And this is real and raw. So when you take that time out to, open up and talk about what you lacked as a child, who didn't love you, who didn't give you that special attention that you longed for, whether it was your mom, your dad, your family in whole, if you didn't get that attention and affection from them, then you need to talk about that. You need to talk about why you didn't get that, or not why you didn't get it. Talk about how it made you feel. Talk about, what you wanted that person to give you, how they made you feel. What do you feel like? What type of choices do you make based off of that? And it's going to come out in reality. It's going to sink in. It's going to be like, okay, wow. Now I see why I keep making this move. Now I see why I keep getting into these broken, busted relationships, because this person is giving me something that I'm lacking. They're giving me an abundance of something that I lack. I lack love. And I want to say this also, when you're getting into relationships, like I said, with toxic people, I think I posted that on TikTok about signs of a toxic relationship. And I can actually, I can do an episode here too on a podcast about that. But when you get in relationships with toxic, unhealthy people, they read you. Okay. They read you and they study you and they see what you lack, what you need, what you want. And they mimic that. They mirror that. They give you exactly what you're lacking and what you're craving. So pay attention to that and get into therapy. Start journaling. Journaling will be a very good starting point. So whether if it's, like I said, love, if you are lacking that love, you're going to get to that first woman or that first man that's going to give you love, that's going to show you attention, that's going to show you affection. And they can just buy you some roses. Or, that girl, that lady could tell you that you're handsome, that you smell good, that you look good. And because you have never had that before, nobody never took the time out and poured into you, then you're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. You're going to go with it because you lack something. And that's whatever you lack, you're going to attract and going to get that person to give you more than abundance of. And that is so unhealthy. You got to love yourself first before you can even want somebody else to love you. Because if you don't love you, nobody else is going to love you like you're supposed to be loved. Okay. So love and affection, attention. Number 2, you lack resources. You lack money. You lack the ability to be stable in money. And you look for a man or a woman to take care of you. You don't have the responsibility that it takes to maintain your finances, to maintain your home, to maintain your car, your savings account. If you don't have your finances in order and you are that type of person that want to loan and clean to people who have their finances in order, and you know that person will give you an abundance of money, then you are going to fall right for it. You got to be able to take care of yourself first before anybody else can. This is why it's important to get self-development books about finances. It's good to watch YouTube videos about finances and money, how to budget, how to save, how to put back, whatever it is that you need to do, how to get more money. If you need to start a business or you want to do a career change or you want to move up in your current career, whatever you lack is what you crave. It's what you crave. And it's so important that we have to take this time out. I cannot express this enough. Being in singleness is a very imperative, crucial season in your life because this is where the work is. This is where you get your true healing, your true development, your true self, and knowing who you are, whose you are, and what you're all about, what you stand for. What you stand for. That's number 3. What do you stand for? Because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. If you don't stand for respect, if you don't stand for self-love, if you don't stand for somebody communication that you want to be able to communicate in this relationship, if you don't stand for something, then you'll fall for anything. What are your boundaries looking like? What does your boundaries look like? Because if you don't have anything to stand on, if you don't have a firm foundation in your own life with your own self, nobody else is going to give that to you. Nobody else is going to come in and show you the way. Nobody else is going to build that foundation for you. You got to learn these things when you're by yourself. You know, I love to see and hear older couples talk about how long they've been married. They've been married for 40 years, 50 years, and they will tell you, some will say, yeah, we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. You know, we made it through so many different things, so many different challenges. You know, infidelity has been there. And I'm still here. They're still together. But one thing that I have learned, and even being married before, is that taking that time to get to know who that person is, slow and steady, it saves you so much heartache and pain in the end if that person is not for you. But in order for you to take it slow and steady with somebody else, you got to be able to take it slow and steady with yourself. You got to be able to take it slow and steady with yourself. That is number 4. Be easy with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. When I say easy with yourself, I'm saying take it easy on yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Give yourself time enough to know what you want out of life. Give yourself time to develop. Give yourself time to heal for the millionth time. I know y'all like, she keep talking about healing. Yes, I am. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to figure out what you may, I say this, you might want to move to a different country or state. Give yourself time to know if you want kids or not. Give yourself time to know what you want a marriage to look like. What does marriage mean to you? What does it look like to you? What does it feel like to you? Be gentle with yourself. Take it easy with yourself. Praying and meditating, taking out some self-care days, taking walks and journaling. That is very important. You got to take it easy. You got to brace yourself. You got to brace yourself. Number 5, don't rush a relationship. Do not rush anything. When it is time for you when you start dating and getting to know somebody, take your time and get to know that person. And you cannot know them. I'm telling you straight off the bat, you cannot get to know them in 3 months. 90 days is not enough. 90 days is not enough. When you're getting ready to date and get in a relationship with people, you need to be dating for 1 solid year in my book. Now, that's my advice. That's my opinion. Everybody don't see that the same, but truthfully, I would say a year. A year. And that's not even living together, because when somebody's for you, they're for you. They ain't going to sit up here and be back and forth and lie all that. No, they will literally wait for you. If you have to live in separate homes for a solid year and practicing sexual purity, no sexual immorality is involved, meaning you're waiting for marriage, and y'all staying separate, that person will wait for you. That's how you know when they truly want you. They're truly there for you. And you will know. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, we stayed in separate apartments or separate homes for a year and we got to know each other now. No. You will know, because every woman and every man has an intuition. Your spirit, your gut, your soul, your mind is going to tell you, no, this ain't the one. I will wait. This is not the one. Don't rush it. Number 5, like I said, do not rush getting into these relationships. Take your time. The only reason why people rush is because they lack something. I'm telling y'all, this is me. This is how I was. I lacked something. So whatever came around and said, oh, you are beautiful, you look good, you smart. Oh my gosh, that's it. It didn't even matter. I didn't even know this person fully. And I jumped the gun just that fast because I lacked something. And I'm not ashamed to say that, because my weaknesses has became my purpose. My weaknesses has became now my strength. Now I can tell somebody else, you're doing something that I did and it's not healthy for you. The Bible tells us he takes the foolish things to confine the wise. So where people are out here doing the foolish stuff, They think they're wise, but you listen to a person who's already walked that road, who already been down there, who didn't wrote the chapter. Baby, I didn't wrote the chapter. I didn't sign off the chapter. I didn't put the page number on there and everything. I have been there. Take your time when you're dating. Heal your heart, heal your mind so that whatever you lack, it can be revealed in your healing process. When you start sitting down with yourself and you start going to therapy or you start, getting a coach and you talk about these things, it's going to come out. All that's going to come out of you. But you got to be able to withstand being alone. That's number 6. That's a question for you. Can you be alone? Can you be alone by yourself for 1 year with not dating anybody? That's a question. And look, in all of these points that I'm giving you, there's statements, there's questions. Because I want you to start thinking about this. I want you to start thinking, can I really be alone? Do I have to be with somebody? Do I have to be involved with somebody? Do I have to be under somebody all the time? Because if you are that person who can't be alone, it's going to be a repetition of year after year. Because, see, when you have the thought in your head that I can't be alone, and some men and women are like this. I got to be with somebody. I'm sorry. Or you'll hear people say, God said man ain't supposed to be alone. Okay, that's true. But God also don't want you to be in a toxic, broke down, busted relationship either. And even women will say this. Well, he didn't want man to be alone, so I'm going to be with him. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is not how that works. God wants you to take your time. God wants you to have a healthy relationship. Because if I sit here and do a whole full podcast on my life and when I was married and life after marriage and divorce and all of that good stuff, God did not put that together. And it was a marriage. It was not put together by him. And if I sit here and say I got in this marriage because man was not supposed to be alone, that's crazy. You're using the scripture, but you're applying it in the wrong way. Yes, that's true. Okay, he don't want man to be alone. He desires marriage. He wants us to multiply and have children. He wants us to multiply and also use our purpose. But he wants it in a healthy way. He wants us to live a healthy marriage. He didn't put us on earth to be out here in toxic relationships. He didn't put us on earth to be out here to be abused mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, spiritually. He didn't want us to be out here like that. And when a person have that mentality of if they walk around saying that I can't be alone, then that automatically tells you something. That's a red flag right there. Because if you're telling yourself that every day, that means you will get with anything quick. You will get with anything fast. See, that's a craving. That's what you lack. You lack the fact that you cannot be alone. You lack some attention. You lack that. So you crave attention. You crave something that's going to take you out of that loneliness. Can you be alone? When men and women say that, I've heard both men, female and male say that, or afraid to be alone. Again, that's a red flag. They will get out here and get in anything, get in any type of relationship. It don't matter who, what, where, when, why. All because they can't be alone. They can't be by themselves. They can't be by themselves. Here's a red flag also I want to add. When as women, a man should not be so eager to marry you quickly. Okay? A man should not be so eager to marry you quickly. And I'm saying this from my experience also. I want to say this here. If you are a woman who desire marriage, and I'm speaking for women right now just briefly because I'm a woman and I can relate. If you are a woman who's desiring marriage, because at some point in our lives, when we hit a certain age, we desire marriage galore, like we ready for it. And I think every woman at a certain age gets to that point, even with children. And you show that, and you have not healed. You have not taken the time to be by yourself. You have not taken the time to develop. You haven't taken the time to get to know who you are. Spend that time with yourself and heal. Get yourself together. And you go out there and you like, all right, I'm ready to date again. I'm ready to be out here again. And you want marriage. If you land in the hands of the wrong man, he will marry you. He will take you and give you exactly whatever it is that you crave. And I say this with everything, not just with marriage, but marriage is very important. Marriage is very serious. Marriage is a big thing. So figure out marriage for yourself. Figure out, what do you want marriage to be like for yourself? How do you see marriage? How do you view marriage? Because it's going to be a very important piece for you when you get ready to date again. If you are in a period of singleness right now, it's going to be something that is going to be very important for you in the long run. It may not be as soon as you feel like, okay, I'm ready now. This is slow and steady, but you always have that vision, and you write that down, because you can write the vision down at any time. It's going to come. It ain't going to come tomorrow. It's not going to come in 6 months. It might take 3 years, 4 years, maybe 10 years. But it's very important to get that vision in your head, because when you begin, this is for everybody now, men and women, when you begin to visualize what marriage looks like for you, you then begin to move in that direction, even when you're not with someone. The more you see marriage for your life and how you want it to be and what you want, your husband and your children and, all those beautiful things that you begin to see, and you start meditating on it every day, your life will begin to shift in a different way, because the old you, the current you, cannot be married. Your current you don't match the vision that you have. So you will start moving totally different. You will start moving like a husband. You will start moving like a wife, because you see what marriage looks like. See, this is going to help you to not go out there and get what you lack. You're not in lack of love because you have self-love. You're not in lack of attention because you give yourself attention. And God, and most importantly, God loves you. You have a relationship with him. You are his beloved daughter. You are his beloved son. You are his royal priesthood. You are his masterpiece. So you don't lack love, because God already gave you that. You are loved by him. You don't lack attention. You give yourself attention. If you got children, your children give you attention. You get the attention that you need with yourself. I don't lack finances. I don't lack problems with my money, because I have my money in check. I have my money in order. I have my money stable and with a consistent flow. I spend my money wisely. I earn my money wisely. I can be alone. I have no problem with being alone. And I'm standing for something for my life and my future, so I won't fall for anything. This is the mentality that we have to have in our singleness. Because if you're out here right now and you feel like, you dating, you're doing this and you're doing that, you have not set a solid foundation for yourself and your singleness, then you're going to find yourself in the same broke, busted down situation with yourself again in another year. When that person is finished, it's you facing you. Y'all got to get this now. When you are in relationships and these people are out here and you're in toxic relationships, in the wrong relationships, once they through with you, the only person that's going to be looking at you is you. Okay. It's you. That's why it's so important for you to take care of yourself. It is so important to love yourself. It's so important to pour into yourself. It's so important to take time and be gentle with yourself, because at the end of the day, the only person that's going to be looking back at you is you. Now you got to figure it out again. How I'm going to get up now. How I'm going to get up from where I'm at. How I'm going to rearrange. How I'm going to reinvent myself. And it's doable. You can do it. But when you do it, when you make that decision, you got to know that this is the very last time that I will take myself back through this tunnel of hot mess again. I will not do it. I will not do it. So I hope that you all have wrote down those 5 tips, or 6. I think I said 6, y'all. Take it for love. I hope you guys wrote them all down, study them, and just think about that today. Think about that over the next few weeks. If you are in a period of singleness, if you are in a period of, if you're dating right now, stop for a minute and think about what it is that you really want, what it is that you're really doing. What is this really what I want to do? Am I truly ready to date right now? Am I happy being single? Let me give you one other tip. You got to be happily single first before you be happily married. You got to be happily single first before you are happily married. Why? Because you got to love you and be happy with you before anybody else can be happy with you. You got to be happy and so happy with yourself first before anybody else can be happy with you. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to go out with yourself, take yourself out on dates. You got to be happily single first before you can be happily married. That's key. I want y'all to write that down. I am happily single. So when I get into this marriage and this man or this woman, this is a bonus because I love myself. I take care of myself. Now, us together, we're going to help each other be better. We're going to help each other get to the next level. So I want y'all to think about that, y'all. I pray you have a good weekend, a good day. Y'all stay safe. Don't forget to write your goals down, write your vision, make it plain. Review your goals every day, every morning that you get up. Read those goals, go over those goals, critique them, add to them, take whatever you need to do. Every day you should be looking over your goals every single day. No matter what it is you're trying to go after, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You got to pray, you got to believe, you got to have faith, you got to boss up and get to the next level. I love you, and I will talk to you later.